Welcome back to the Saturday Game Live. The Munster hurling final replay has ended all square. Cork 111, Waterford 14 points. The floodlights are on. It is raining in Thurles, but I guarantee you nobody is going home yet as we wait to see who is going to claim the Munster title of 2010. Cyril Farr, Tomas McCahey and Ger Loughnane are with me here in studio. Ger, it was tight last week at the end. It's even tighter this week.
Well, I was just thinking there, in the last 9 matches these two teams have played in championship matches, there have been 3 wins for Cork, 3 wins for Waterford and 3 draws.
Yes.
So when you have a scenario like that, it's no wonder that games become tentative, they become tactical, and players are afraid to take a chance. And really that's what was out there today. It was so tense. Nothing came to open up the game. So. Yes. When it starts like that, it often goes on, and unless a gap opens and unless goals come, the game doesn't become free-flowing. People will say it's a useless Munster final. It's not the worst I've ever seen. I played in a lot worse than it. I played in one that was 13 points to 11, when there was 70,000 people here, and it was the same way. It got so tense from the start. It never opened up.
That was a long time ago.
I know it was a lot. It was, but that's the way. Sometimes that's the way matches go. Now, Waterford will be kicking themselves. Owen Kelly got 3 chances to win the game. 2 frees, a ball from play. They got plenty. Waterford should have won this game already, but Cork are just hanging in there. No spectacular play on either side. It's kind of a free-ridden game. The frees are deciding. Giving away a free is nearly a criminal offence here, but at the same time, it's intriguing. I find that
there's no doubt. I mean, every Munster final, whether the quality of the play is particularly good or not, is still.
But I know people will be saying.
Obviously, it's intriguing.
People will be saying, "Can you blow them off the field if they met them?" But
that's totally different.
That's totally different.
It's extra time now is a new game, so we'll have to wait and see what teams the two of them are going to line out now for this extra time period.
It'll be very interesting about Liam Lawler. He seemed to twitch, got some kind of knee problem last day. And he took him off near the end, and Prendergast went back. And like he did that last week. Now it'll be interesting to see what 15 are going to come out, and you'll find in extra time someone will get a point or two early on. 10 minutes goes it might go very fast and out in the, slow out in the field, but for us it goes very fast. A goal is going to be enough for either one. And again, the goal chances seem to be coming, even though Waterford doing a lot of hard, the goal chances seem to be coming the Cork side.
The game was so tight that we thought the goal that Cork got might just be the score to separate them.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, Cork did need a goal, Michael, at that stage to ignite the challenge, certainly. And look, there's no doubt in my mind that Ben O'Connor's trying to put this one over the bar. He's looking for a bit of direction and a bit of power in his shot to keep it down, because it is a tight angle, But you take those when they're given to you, certainly. And it did ignite the Cork challenge. Absolutely, And I mean, Ben was kind of maybe off form last week from a few frees. This is a difficult angle, and I think that he was aiming for the black spot there, certainly to put the ball over the bar. But it did lift Cork for a period of time. Paddy O'Sullivan came on at the start of the second half and lifted their game as well, And I just kind of felt with Waterford at the end, one thing that baffled me was maybe switching Milan out of full forward and putting Shane Walsh in there, because Cadogan came into the game in the second half period and a very dominant, and you didn't see much of a goal threat from Waterford against Donald Cusack. He looked so comfortable there all night, And I think that was a bit of a blunder on Waterford's side as well.
But after Ben O'Connor got that goal, Sir, Waterford did respond to it and got a couple of good points to put themselves back in front again.
Yeah, well, like if he went for a point, it'd have been a level play, but like this is a fantastic score. Like John Mullane, you think he can score this. He goes off careering down the left side here. It's a terrible angle, and like if it goes wide to be kind of given out, but that's an impossible shot. But again, he rises, he does things for Waterford, and he does them against Cork. He's like every year.
Exactly the same way last week.
That score in most matches. Now here again, they're down the point. This is up there now. Shane, watch this for the catcher. Shane Welch, brilliant catch. He comes down, has a look around, back over the bar, and that's as good as you see anywhere. And they're back level again. They responded well, and again the game was in the balance. That's a great catch and a great score. And like they answered. Cork didn't drive on when they got that goal, and you think they would. But like Shane Welch wound up being taken off. It's going to be interesting to see what 15 takes the pitch for both sides.
Yes, of course it is. But Cork did get a penalty.
They did. They got a penalty, and Patrick Horgan was gone off. He's that penalty taker. And I thought it was very severe. Now, it was definitely a penalty because he's brought down from behind. No question whether it's a penalty. John Garner has come up to take the penalty. Now, we were just talking with Tomas that Patrick Horgan is a brilliant stick man, and I don't know why Cork didn't bring him out in the half forward line. He can play very well at centre forward, at wing forward. He has very good stick work, and today you need players with stick work. Now it's a great save from the penalty, but at the same time, it's the right height. If you're on the line, if you're the back, you want the ball coming just at that height. head height, it gives you a great chance to save it.
It's interesting there, lads, with this. Both midfielders, Shane O'Sullivan blocked it and Richie Foley, they were the two that were brought back into the goals of the goalie. It's unusual enough that happened to both midfielders.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a chance, I suppose, if that goal had gone in, you would say maybe at the time of the game that they would have pushed on and maybe won the match as well, you know. So, look, I mean, you then say Waterford and the chances that they had their end, they should have put the game beyond sight then at that stage. There was 3 or 4 chances from Kelly from frees, you know, and from play, and maybe should have won the game for Waterford at that period of time.
Waterford, at the same time as Waterford is something that Cork haven't got. You take that when Ben got the goal. Waterford came back and got the next 4 points in a row. Cork, last day they didn't push on when they got the 2 goals. They didn't push on again today. They let Waterford score the next 4 points. And then at the end it was all Waterford. As Waterford got the 3 chances. Really, Cork got no chance to win the game at the end. They won a few balls, but there was no danger for them. So Waterford are battling. They have character. You know, Cork haven't the same fire about them as Waterford have.
I suppose any kind of normal predictions are out the window at this stage, because the last day at the end Cork were winning and Waterford got the goal at the death.
Replay next Friday night.
And no charge, and then for free.
And then a penalty shootout, I presume, at the end as well.
Yeah, but Michael, what's going to happen here? Someone's going to hit the front. Even the throw in here is vital. The breaking ball just midfield to get the first score. Even you might laugh a bit, the first wide to get the ball down there and back up underneath the puck out.
Fresh legs are going to be vital now. I mean, fellas are carrying substitutions. Guys have taken a bit of injury. Some guys maybe pulling hamstrings and stuff like that, calf muscles. Substitutions now are the crucial here. Fresh men, fresh legs, and whoever has the best strength and depth on the sideline will win this match.
We were just debating there. Ronan Curran looked like he got a knock or pulled something in the first half. He will not start this extra time period. William Egan?
William Egan, I saw William Egan last Wednesday night with Copper 21s against Tipperary, and I thought he was outstanding, being honest with you. He's very, very good hurler. Very strong. I think he will be a very good replacement as well. But I suppose it's a natural. And if you look at Cork, right, I mean, losing Shane O'Neill, losing Sean Ogg, losing Ronan Curnow, you know, so it is a test of character, as I said, at half time. For the squad, how strong is that squad that Cork have carrying? You're carrying 28, 29 players or 30 players. How strong are those guys that are on that squad? And everybody's getting their chance, you know. So it's a big ask for William Egan to be going in, but I'm sure he's well able for it.
I'm sure he is. And even though he played, as you said, during the week, I mean, it's only 20 minutes now, so he should be up for this.
Yeah, that was Wednesday night. He had 4 nights in between. These guys, listen, William Egan will be hoping to get out there. He'll want to lay his stamp. He had a great game Wednesday night against Tip, even though they lost it. And he'll be. I'm not saying he'll want Ronan Curran injured, but he'll be happy to get his chance there. And he'll give it everything he can. There's another fella there in the Cork backs people might know much about, Michael Walsh. He's from a small club. Now he's a beautiful stick man, great to read the play. Maybe not that physical, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised if he slipped into the wing back or corner back as well.
You know, I mean, you've Waterford have Dan to bring into the equation, right? You know, you've Ken McGrath to bring into the equation. You know, you've Owen McGrath that we started last week hasn't come into it, and they will bring in a bit of. I mean, Owen will bring in a bit of pace to it and stuff like that. Yeah. It might mean Dan maybe to catch a puck or at the edge of the square to maybe turn this game, and it's going to hinge on something. I think at this stage.
Tomas, they might as well, because you see, Owen Kelly and John Milan are still the big threat. You know, and they're getting very little support from the other 4 that are there score-wise. You know, so. Now Cork, you know, are going to bring in. You know, Egan is in. Now Egan is really one of the big prospects in Cork. It'll be very interesting to see how he does here. But 3 Cork defenders already gone. This is a real chance for Waterford now. You know, and whoever loses this game is going to stagger into Croke Park next Sunday. You know, for the quarter final. So. There is so much at stake, you know. After 2 full games, it all comes down now to 20 minutes. The Munster champions and the place in the All Ireland final, avoiding Kilkenny. There is so much at stake in this 20 minutes.
And the unusual, nay, unique fact that we're playing this Munster final, this section of it anyway, under floodlights.
Yeah, I mean,
when you guys were playing a Munster final, I think electricity started
to be very important. I tell you what, we'll look down as a back. Malcolm, we'll look down as a back. You want lights because he'll be already flying around to the whole time.
That was so long ago, Michael. You'll be looking at there was a bulb in the shower area. You'll be looking at the bulb in the dressing room.
Yes,
but Michael, go back to the lights for hurling.
Yes.
We play a lot of club stuff and college stuff under lights. It's not the same as football. There's a kind of an unreal effect. It's like Cinderella under the Christmas tree. It isn't the same as football. No problem under lights, like,
of course,
you know.
Obviously,
but hurling now with the smaller ball and the ball it's a different thing.
What happened to Cinderella under the Christmas tree?
Should be dancing.
That's a new one for us.
I'm glad you asked that, Joe, because I wasn't going to.
Well, we had space ships last week, so
we've got a new nickname for you now, Cyril Cinderella.
There was supposed to be. I know lads are entitled to take a little bit of a break in that, but there's supposed to be a kind of a minimum turnaround for this. Now Cork are ready to go for it, and Davy Fitz is taking the max and a few, Ger.
Well, he is, but there's an awful lot to organise for this. What changes they make, there's a lot of discussions to make, and the decisions that he makes now are going to decide a Munster final. So if you have to break the rules slightly or bend them slightly, why not do so?
You'll never do that.
I don't know where he learned tricks like that.
He got more suspension than this master.
Bend the rules.
But I suppose if there's a small fine or something at the end of the day, it won't matter if you win the Munster title.
No, and like the thing is, it's another thing, Michael. People just say like we don't need a Munster or Leinster title. Because I can tell you one thing: there's 30 or there's 2 30 panels out there tonight, and they'd actually die to win that Munster title.
There is, I don't know if you heard it there in the coverage, but a bit of a boo for the Waterford players, obviously the Cork supporters. Milan is gone, by the way, for the start of this extra, and in is, of course, Dan Shanahan. We saw him warming up a little bit earlier on for what we thought was going to be this game ending in normal time. They're almost ready to go, so why not go back to Marty and Michael and see what their thoughts are.